Okay, I am Madison Hill, and I chose to do my second profile as a parent educator. And the specific organization that I chose to do my career on is the Child and Family Resources Incorporated. It's based out in Phoenix, and the specific program that this job is for is the Building Bright Futures. The website is childfamilyresources.org. So the working environment, you're working about 37 and a half hours a week. Sometimes you do have to work nights and weekends to accommodate the families you work with, but it's pretty flexible still in that you get to schedule the hours with the families. So you can kind of work around your own schedule as well. And the environment is pretty fast paced. And it requires a lot of multitasking and flexibility, and along with quick response time. But at the same time, it's kind of personal as you're working one-on-one with families. And so it's kind of a really cool environment that you get to work in. Some of the typical stressors that this job includes is being flexible. This is a stressor because you're working with families, and sometimes things change at the last minute, or you get to the house and no one is there, or you're almost to the house and they call and they cancel. And there's a lot of many things that can happen, and so being flexible is one of them. And sometimes you will have to work on nights and weekends to accommodate the family, whether that's their work schedule or they just need to reschedule for that time. Another stress that can be getting families involved in group meetings and other resources. As a parent educator, especially with this task, you're in charge of not only one-on-one family training with individual families, but you're also in charge of community group, I guess, educational sessions. And so you want to get your families involved. So that can be stressful, kind of coordinating that and getting it all involved on top of everything else. Then this can also be hard because especially in this particular organization, you're teaching the family's child development, education. Sometimes you have to teach parenting and life skills. And then you're also teaching the parents' teacher curriculum. And this can be stressful because each family is different. Each family dynamic is different. You're going to be working with a bunch of different cultures and diversities. And so you need to be able to adapt to each individual family and teach in a way that they understand and they're receptive. And they're really grasping the information. And so that can be kind of stressful at times too, because each family is different and you have to teach differently and have a different plan for each family. There's also another stressor that can be involved, and for this particular job, you'll be administering an early screening for any developmental delays, sensory issues, or any medical health problems. And so if they do end up having one of those things, that's kind of hard to be able to break that to the family, because no one likes to be the bearer of bad news and no one wants to receive it. And so that can be really stressful. The benefits for this job is that you get 7.5 hours a month of vacation leave, as well as 7.5 hours of sick leave each month. And then every year you get 22.5 hours of personal leave. And then there's also paid vacation or paid holidays, and that you get 11 of those every year. And you also get health, dental, and vision insurance. There's no retirement, but but they do have the other benefits. That's kind of nice because a lot of companies don't offer that. So some of the common job tasks for this job is that you'll be working with couples who are pregnant, and those can be teen moms, low income families, or just families that just need some help. And then you'll also be working with families that have children 5 and younger. So it's kind of fun. You get to work with the younger kids. With this job, you'll provide early childhood education, development education. You'll help parents increase positive parent-child interactions and help enhance the family functioning. You'll sometimes provide parenting and life skill training, and you also teach the parents as teachers curriculum. So you'll go in-home to the individual homes, and you'll provide these therapies and these educational workshops. And as you go in there, you'll you'll help the family come up with goals that they want to accomplish as a family, and then you'll help them reach those goals, and you'll advocate and coordinate for different services that the family might need to help them in reaching their goals. And then, like I mentioned before, you'll also provide the screening for developmental delays, health issues, and other stuff. And then, of course, you have to maintain your case records and make sure that they're up to code. And then you also have to do those community workshops that we talked about earlier. In order to be able to work for this job, you have to have a bachelor's degree in either social work, early childhood education, or early childhood special education, or any other related fields. So family and marriage studies is one that qualifies for that. So to figure out how much they pay, I tried calling, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody. And then when I finally did get a hold of somebody, they didn't know. They tried to hook me up with their HR person because they didn't know, and she was out of the office. And so I went ahead and did some research online to just find out an average starting salary for a parent educator, and it's around $30,000, and the more experienced salary can get up to around $50,000 a year. And this all just depends on the area in the country you live in. Some areas pay more than others, and so you just need to take that into consideration. Other miscellaneous career information is obviously you're going to be, especially in this area, you're going to be working with a wide range of cultures and diversity. And so it's important that you come to understand these cultures, because what is okay in one culture isn't okay in another culture. And parenting styles are a lot different between cultures. And so it's really important that you understand these different cultures so that you can really help the families the best that you can. You also have to be fingerprinted, CPR and first aid certified. And then they also do random drug tests. And then obviously there's just the physical requirements that's needed with working with young children. You need to be able to bend down and squat and kneel on the floor and sit and things like that. So if you want any more information about this particular job, it's childfamilyresources.org, and they're based out of Phoenix, Arizona.